Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the incredible Vietnam. So this time last year, Beth and I spent 2 weeks traveling from the north in Hanoi to the south in Ho Chi Minh City. Vietnam very quickly became one of our favourite countries that we have ever visited. We had such an amazing time there, and we cannot wait to share our findings and insights with you guys. We didn't manage to visit everywhere in Vietnam. Because we only had 2 weeks, we missed out on places like Sapa and Hue. However, with that being said, 15 days is still an amazing amount of time to explore this Southeast Asian paradise. So without further ado, strap yourselves in and let's take a look at our top 5 places you have to visit if you're going to Vietnam. Starting with the capital, Hanoi. This chaotic city is, in our opinion, the perfect place to start your adventure through Vietnam. The bustling streets, the overflowing markets, the incredible food, the fantastic culture shock that it gives you, it all exists within Hanoi, and it is the best place to get yourself acquainted with the Vietnamese lifestyle. The city itself is located on the banks of the Red River and is a perfect city if you're a fan of exploring on foot and having a few walking tours. There are an abundance of amazing historical museums, historical temples that can basically give you a really educated and informative experience about the history of Vietnam and its descendants. Alongside this, there are so many fantastic excursions for you to dig your teeth into. Hanoi's close proximity to the stunning Vietnamese countryside makes this the perfect place for you to get your dose of day trips to places like Ninh Binh, Ha Long Bay, and even overnight trips to places like Sapa as well. And the last thing that I have to mention about Hanoi is the incredible food. Vietnam had hands down some of the best food we have ever had whilst travelling, and that is epitomised by the restaurants that we went to in Hanoi. Overall, Hanoi is a brilliant place to get started, and that is why we have chosen it as the number 5 place to visit if you're going to Vietnam. Commonly referred to as the Ha Long Bay on land, this place is guaranteed not to disappoint. The landscape is truly stunning and genuinely left us completely mesmerised almost every second we were there. Smothered in gorgeous limestone rocks, swindling rivers, beautiful caves, and all amongst jaw-dropping greenery that truly brings the landscape to life, Ninh Binh honestly feels like something out of a fantasy world. Located just an hour and a half from the capital in Hanoi, Ninh Binh is the perfect place to explore on a day trip. Alternatively, you can actually spend a few nights here. However, what I will say is the day trip was not only incredibly informative about the history of Vietnam, but we also got to visit a number of different temples and famous landmarks along the way, with obviously a dedicated guide who told us all about them. It was fantastic, I 100% recommend it. Ninh Binh has an incredibly relaxing vibe. It is one of the most beautiful places I have ever travelled, regardless of country. And so if you are in Hanoi or at the north of Vietnam, you cannot miss this place. Make sure you head down there and see the beauty that is the Vietnamese landscape in Ninh Binh. Undoubtedly the most chaotic city we have ever travelled. With a beautiful skyline stretching over the city and its close proximity to the Mekong Delta, Ho Chi Minh City is unique all in its own way. From the bustling streets and the horrendous traffic that Ho Chi Minh is so commonly known for, it also has an abundance of other factors that make this city so interesting and diverse at the same time. There are a number of different museums and landmarks that you can visit whilst in Ho Chi Minh City. You can also take day trips to places like the Mekong Delta. So you'll venture out of the city, they'll take you to a few temples along the way, and then you'll actually get to go and learn how the local people live on the Delta, how they make their living, what their homes are like, and engage in a sense of community that you would never have experienced otherwise. You can also visit the Cu Chi tunnels. These are the tunnels that were created by the Vietnamese soldiers during the war with America as a way of combating the modern weaponry that America had compared to Vietnam. Overall, Ho Chi Minh City is an incredible place to visit. Whether or not you're going to start your adventure in Vietnam there or end it there, it is the perfect culture shock that you're looking for when you think of crazy Asian cities. And this is an absolute must if you're going to visit Vietnam. This mind-blowing body of water is truly one of the most incredible places I have ever seen. Being in the bay and seeing the beauty that surrounds you at every turn feels like a luxury you can only dream of. Put simply, Halong Bay is a bucket list item for anybody visiting Vietnam. With activities such as pearl farm visits, viewpoint hikes, stunning caves, beach fun and cooking classes aboard as well, Halong Bay actually has a lot more to offer than people would initially expect. You also get the opportunity to visit fishing villages whilst you're there. This was a personal highlight for Beth and I, so I would highly recommend taking the time to do that. There are so many different ways that you can explore the bay. You can either choose to do it on a day trip, you can do an overnight trip, or you can spend a few nights there. Beth and I opted to spend a couple of nights on the bay as we didn't want to rush ourselves, and it was an experience we would highly recommend to anybody else. One thing to mention is that at the popular caves and at the popular viewpoint hikes, there are going to be quite a lot of tourists, but as long as you're prepared for that, it's not going to hinder your experience at all, and you're going to be able to enjoy Halong Bay for what it is, a beautiful World Heritage Site. Regardless of when you visit or how you visit, Halong Bay is going to be an experience that you never forget and an experience like no other that you've done before. You cannot miss this place. It is our #2 place to visit in Vietnam, and it is just absolutely mesmerizing. This stunning preserved ancient town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in itself, and just walking through the streets genuinely feels like a privilege. Carving its way through the centre of Hoi An, the canal adds to the beauty of this location, which is only reflected by the bright shining lanterns that light the streets of the gorgeous old town. Now, although Hoi An is a place that you would never want to leave, there are a number of fantastic excursions at your fingertips just minutes away nearby. From the amazing beach about 10 minutes away, it will allow you to soak up all the rays and fulfill the sun baby in all of us, to the incredible Golden Bridge, also known as the Golden Hands, that overlooks the stunning Bana Hills, and even to exploring the abandoned Hindu temples of my son for a cultural experience like no other. Hoi An has it all to offer for you. It's classed as a melting pot of cultures because there are so many influences that have created the stunning town that it is today. They've got amazing restaurants. Some of the best food we ever had was whilst we were here. They've got a number of brilliant bars for anybody that's looking for a super social experience, or maybe a quieter bar that's a little bit more relaxed for people. The people are some of the kindest we've ever met. They were the most welcoming, they were warm, and we just had the best experience amongst their presence. And that was what really made this place stand out as well. Not just the beauty, but everything culminating together, creating what we genuinely believe to be one of our favourite places in the entire world, and our #1 pick for where you have to visit if you're going to Vietnam. Hoi An should be on everyone's bucket list, regardless of country, and you must visit if you're going to go there. I really do hope that you've enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed finding out where our top 5 places to visit in Vietnam are. It was a country that blew us away from the second that we arrived till the second that we've left. And I really hope that if it wasn't on your bucket list before, it certainly is now. And just finally, I want to say a massive thank you for the overwhelming amount of support we've received for any travel content that we've put out over the last couple of months. I will be rolling out this new type of content from now on. So if you did enjoy this top 5 list and you enjoyed this format, please, please, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, show your support by liking the video, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'm always grateful for any feedback, and hopefully this new kind of format will not only give you a bit of information about the countries we visit, but also show you some highlights as well and kind of give you a breakdown of what we recommend. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, we'll see you on the next getaway.